I've been living in Iraq now for 6 months, having moved from Dubai. I'm here on my own visa, running my own business, and I've had huge amounts of exposure to the community and beyond simply by being in Iraq and posting about this incredible emirate. I want to dig into everything on Ras al Khaimah or Ras al Khaimah. There's a big discussion online whether I say it with the K or without the K, so I'll just refer to it as Iraq from this point on. We'll cover food and beverage, we'll cover retail, we'll cover business, we'll cover Al Marjan Island, we'll cover the geographic locations, where to live. I will run off as much as possible in one smooth take for you here and keep it as entertaining as possible because I value your time. Let's first of all look at the food and beverage industry. I have never experienced so many independents across the whole entire emirate as I have anywhere else in the world. Independents seem to do incredibly well in Iraq, and I think that is simply because of the low overhead costs to run a cafe here or maybe to run your restaurant. All I know is the cafes are incredible, the restaurants are amazing, the service is incredibly high. There are very good bars here as well, particularly up towards Al Marjan Island. You have a lot of great bars in Mina Al Arab, you have them in Al Hamra. Now this leads me on from food and beverage to geographic location. We are split really into 2 parts in Iraq, I would say. You have almost, let's think of Dubai. You have the Dubai frame, you have old Dubai, and then you have new Dubai. On this side of the Dubai frame, you have DIFC, then you also have downtown Dubai and then beyond. And then on the left, you have Bare Dubai and old Dubai as it's referred to. Think of Iraq in a similar way, and where I would consider new Iraq is this. You have Al Marjan Island, you have Al Hamra, you have Mina Al Arab, and there's also going to be new locations being the Beach District and also Iraq Central, which I'm surprised not many people know about. Iraq Central is going to be the equivalent of the IFC in Ras al Khaimah or Ras al Khaimah. I don't want to upset anyone with my pronunciation. People seem to get very upset with that part online. So DIFC of Iraq is Iraq Central. Now that's really where you want to start thinking of new Iraq. That's where a lot of the fun is going to be. That's where a lot of the vibe is going to be. And let's not miss out the fact that we have the Wynn Resort Casino coming, and it is truly magnificent in every single way. The more it's being built, the more you can see the architecture pulling the island together, and also the developments there. You look at, for example, the Aston Martin residences developing amazingly well. All the architecture and all these buildings is super modern, very clean. Al Marjan Island is going to feel like nowhere else in the world. I've compared it to Miami, and I think that's a great way to describe new Iraq, if I can refer to it as new Iraq. Now let's have a look at, I don't like saying old Iraq, let's have a look at real Iraq, the real Ras al Khaimah, Ras al Khaimah, where really that starts at an area called Flamingo Beach. Then we're moving into Iraq City, which is the real Iraq City. This is the old Arabic city. It's been a melting pot for entrepreneurs for forever. It's been a huge trade town. There is loads and loads of history here. It is truly beautiful along that Corniche, but we have to be respectful of culture once we get past Flamingo Beach. And I think that is something to be aware of. The vibe, the fun is going to be up by Al Marjan Island. There's no doubt about it. Wynn Casino, oh my God, when this delivers, it's going to be amazing. But as we come down here, we get more into the traditional culture, and I think it's very important to be respectful of that. I love this part of the city. I love the nature. Then we have the mountains where we move into. Al Rams is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen on this planet. If you get an opportunity, go to Al Rams. It's amazing. So I think I've covered off geographical location as best as I can without boring you. I'm staring at the Wynn Casino about 8 kilometers away, and it's looking magnificent. It's always this big white light at the moment being constructed. I can see the Waldorf Astoria glowing in its golden glow. I love Iraq, absolutely love it. So what's the next thing to talk about? Where to live. If you are an expat moving to Ras al Khaimah, if you're an expat moving to Iraq, absolutely have a look at Al Khaimah. That is the most desirable location for expat living. There's no doubt about it. You have the golf course there. It's really nice. It's a great vibe, really, really good vibe. You have Al Khaimah Mall. It's an amazing area. Then you also have Mina Al Arab, super cool vibe, really nice place to live. And then where's another area? Al Jazeera has beautiful villas for you to live. Really, that side, as an expat, I would suggest living up here. Living down in the city, you're going to be living in a much more traditional culture. It's amazing. The nature is amazing. The beauty is amazing. Great example is the scenery behind me. Also, I've seen turtles here on many occasions, just out of surprise as I'm standing there on the beach, and I'm amazed at the fact that I can just see the turtles bobbing up and down. And then you have the mountains, which is amazing, and it's incredible to see the culture here. The culture is so rich and rack, something that should absolutely be protected, and is amazing to see. And the Emirati people, I just want to say, are the greatest people ever. Okay, let's move on from that. Business. This has been a difficult 6 months. I'm going to tell you the truth, which is I have at one point, when renewing my business on its second year, had to ask for help from a very good friend who was very kind to lend me half the money to renew my business. Which goes to show you how difficult business can be in the beginning. We are very much waiting for the casino to deliver. We're very much waiting for the island to get really up and running. Now, that being said, the hotels are 100% occupied in the winter now. Iraq is much busier, but business, if you compare it to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, it is very different. That's just the reality of it. My business is going much better. You have to find a very particular niche with your business. If you don't have a niche or a special something, I think you can find yourself in an incredibly saturated market where other businesses are prepared to make less than you and will have lower overheads than you. So you'll find yourself in a very competitive space. So go niche if you're thinking about this. Business will flourish with the development of the Wim resorts. That's really what's going to hold everything together. That's the glue together. Set up with Raquez if you're interested. Let me move very quickly on from that. So yeah, we are where we are today, but it's getting better all the time. There's no doubt about it. And what else? I mean, let me know what else you would like. Drop a comment if you've seen this. If you want to know anything else about RAK, let me know. There's my 6-month review. Amazing place. An incredible emirate that's growing in an incredible way. I've discussed the areas, discussed the food and beverage. Let me discuss retail. Retail is obviously not on par with Dubai, nor should you expect it to be. However, I can't really speak about this. There are more retail locations to come. It's going to be incredible. We are still such early days here. Look, we are massive early days of the Emirate. We are massive early days of the UAE. We are massive early days of the Middle East. We are massive early days of the GCC. This region is improving all the time, and we are seeing more stability here all the time, which is incredible. The British investors are flocking to our Marjan Island. I don't like to say that, but I've said it now, so there you go. That they literally are. Prices make sense. That whole area makes sense, particularly in Mina Al Arab. Prices are ridiculous. Intercontinental, very nice place to go in Mina Al Arab. God, I'm covering everything off for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop any comments, subscribe, like. I'll try and bring you more videos. And yeah, I hope you're doing well.